Xenoblade. I can't believe it's already been an entire year since I first obtained this phenomenal game. I'll admit, I didn't want to purchase something from GameStop since I don't really support that retailer. But I certainly don't regret buying just this one game from them now. That one game became my favorite of all time. Before long, I completely forgot about the fact that my means of playing it came from the store. I'll never forget that day from 1 year ago. I got in on an afternoon largely like any other. It was the first Saturday after I finished school, and it also happened to be the day that a Splatoon Global Test Fair was going on. After I was done messing around with that, it was the evening. I went ahead and started the game up just as I would with any other game, with other things on my mind. I knew how others had been emotionally affected by the game, how much they had adored every moment of it, hearing of the game through a few people I knew and through chuggaaconroy and then smashing the new 3DS remake, and indeed much of this drove me to go ahead and get Xenoblade. I didn't, however, have the attachment to it that would come to form. Sort of, unfortunately, skipping past the beautiful title, I was then met with views of the gargantuan titans that serve as the setting for Xenoblade, then thrown right into an intense battle with the Mechon. After that, I spent what must have been multiple hours into the night exploring the whole of the starting area, Colony 9. It felt really expansive. I was wondering how massive the entire game could be if just this area was this large. I would soon find out. It takes a huge amount of time to scale its world. The size of all that can be explored is unfathomable. There's been so many hours running across the plains of Bionis Leg, or traveling across bridges in Magna Forest, or teleporting between floating islands in Aerith Sea. The world also happens to be absolutely stunning. The mechanical movements of the Mechonis have a distinct atmosphere. Satoral Marsh, or Valak Mountain, lit up at night, is breathtaking. Bionis Leg is absolutely magnificent. The music to go with this universe is just wonderful. The combined talent of Manami Kiyota, Yoko Shimomura, Ace Plus, and others creates not only a soundtrack that makes Xenoblade perfect, but also memorable songs that can be come back to, with intense battle music, thoughtful pieces for mellow events, and more. This music has become some of my favorite, and I listen to and remember it more than most other bands. Progressing through Xenoblade's story is certainly a lengthy affair, but I really loved all of it. At its core, it's a simple tale of a boy seeking revenge, looking for a friend, and going against powers far greater than him and his companions, yet it's very intricate at the same time. There's a variety of unique locations to play into things. There's lots of heart-coiling twists and turns, warming scenes, tense parts, and even some humorous bits, and especially a group of very real characters. I played through the game last summer. I honestly can't decide if that was a long time ago or a short time ago, and over that summer, I grew with the characters, grew with the setting, and grew to love the game, finding that it was definitely on its way to becoming one of, if not my personal favorite. I still remember the time that I finished the game as much as the time that I started the game. When the final cutscene had wrapped up, somewhat late at night at that time, I just sat there, reflecting on the experience I'd been through. I think I might have cried at some point. The next day, still constantly thinking about the story, I went right back into the game and did some side quests, not wanting it to be over. Xenoblade has that power, the power to stir emotions in anyone. It's part of why it's such an exceptional story. It's also definitely part of why it's my favorite game. I'd even go as far as to say this game changed my life. The game has lots of valuable themes. They're even more impactful being shown across the whole adventure, taking up those multiple months for me, and being changed throughout. chuggaaconroy's LP of the game was also really impactful. It was just as good watching it as I played the game after the project was finished as when the series was ongoing. I definitely thank him for being the biggest factor to get me to go through the game. Before I played Xenoblade, I only had a basic understanding of what it was about, being exposed to it mainly through chuggaaconroy, but also Shulk's inclusion in Smash. I just saw a lot of memes about Shulk that don't really represent Xenoblade, and that's all I really knew Xenoblade as, other than some small title that almost didn't get brought over to America, until I played the game and saw what Shulk and his universe was really about. I saw how amazing Xenoblade is. I really want others to get the same. If you can spare $20 and live in North America or Europe, you can pick up the game in the Wii U eShop. I'm not even mad that this didn't happen sooner so I could get it there. I'm just glad that this game can be brought to more people. Watch chuggaaconroy's Let's Play while you're at it. It's an extremely passionate project that, with a combination of hard work and delays due to sickness, took almost a year to complete. It complements any playthrough really well. See what this game truly has to offer, and of course avoid spoilers at all costs. Xenoblade may not be an objectively perfect game. Navigating menus is a bit frustrating, generic quests get tedious after a while, and spike attacks are really unfair along with other small problems. But to me, it'll always be near perfect. It is, and likely always will be, my favorite. That doesn't correlate with technical quality. The experiences I've had, the people I've met that enjoy the game, they all cement that spot. I know others have adored every single second of this chronicle. The world is absolutely wondrous, the music I keep coming back to, the game is still a lot of fun, and the story is a joy to witness. And that's why I love the masterpiece that is Xenoblade.